Okay, let's get right to it. So, in this video, we'll take a look at probably my favorite pandas one-liner. Essentially, I'm in a directory right now where we have different data sets with the same column names in the same order, but the only difference is that we have this continent field where in this data set it takes on the value Africa, in this one it takes on Americas, etc. So if I just read in like one of the CSV files, for example, we see that the continent is Africa, whereas for a different file, the only difference in the dataset is that the continent takes on Americas now, right? So wouldn't it be nice if we could stack all of these individual datasets into a single pandas data frame? Okay. So what we can do first of all is use os.listdir, and this will list everything in the directory that you just saw here. And we have a mixture of CSV files, IPython notebooks, requirements.txt. So we have a mixture of different files. We just want all the CSV files. So instead of viewing the os.listdir, we can use glob.glob, which I imported earlier. And here we can place a particular pattern that we want to match for. So we want to match everything.csv. And this will give us just a list of what we want, which I'll store in a variable called all files. Now what we can do is in one line, we can say pandas.concat, and with concat, as a list comprehension, we can pass all the files that we want to stack row-wise in our case. So for every file in all files, what do we want to do? We want a pandas.read CSV for that particular file, just like this. We want to make sure that it's stacking row-wise, so one on top of the other, so we can set the axis equal to 0, and this becomes file, and with that, we get all of our individual continents stacked on top of one another in a single dataset. The only issue with the current approach is that you'll notice that the index starts at 0 but ends for some reason at 623 rather than, what it should be around this number. The reason why this happens is because every CSV file, the index starts again at 0. So like the first row of this Americas data frame would be index 0, the same thing with all the other ones. So what we can do is explicitly ignore index, set that equal to true, and that will make sure that we have the correct index. All right, so there we go. We can now assign this to a variable called new, and if we want to analyze new further, we have a new data set with all of them concatenated.